And we're joined by my good friends, Mr. Nico Rogers and Elliott Delays of Dead Man's Whiskey. How you boys keeping?
Hello.
Yeah, man. Not too bad. Thank you very much for having us. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Always good to speak to you guys. Obviously, you just launched your Kickstarter campaign for album number 2.
We did, which is deliciously frightening.
What made you go down the Kickstarter route as such, or just being independent, or?
Yeah, it's one of a few things really. One was the independence sort of thing. We have kind of very big ambitions for this, so
Yeah,
funding it ourselves is doable, but it just delays everything by quite a while. And we thought, you know what, a lot of bands are doing Kickstarters at the moment. It does drum up a little bit of publicity, to be honest, but mainly it helps us give some really unique stuff that you wouldn't normally get. Like trying to sell just an album for your own means is kind of, it's a tedious process, and obviously we did it with Under the Gun. So having that initial sort of bit of hype and actually getting people interested in it and actually being a part of the journey where we get a bit more sort of input earlier and we can actually give some decent stuff back is always a plus.
No, it's like El says, we want this album to be, recorded in the next tier of studio with the next tier of producer and have like one, maybe even 2 tiers higher song quality. But that's just not something we can pull out of our backsides without anyone behind us. And while we've got people behind us who are the fans and people like yourself who, put on festivals, the only way we can actually have you in our corner in that way is to launch Kickstarter. So you all get to kind of be our record label in this situation.
You got like you say, you got some cool stuff like across the board, everything from like £1 donations all the way up through to paying to be an honorary band member is the top one I saw. That was pretty cool.
You know what? I should have done that. It'd be way cheaper to have been an honorary band member than to have been a band member all this time.
Oh, 100%. And there's a lot less work involved.
Oh,
I'm
wow,
not gonna lie. Yeah. And you get 2 tickets to the gigs, I think. We can't even guarantee that for ourselves and our partners.
Not wrong.
No, I know how it works. But yeah, it's cool stuff along the way. I mean, poor James is going to lose his one and only bass. So,
Finally.
He's got a shoebox with 4 other bands around it. He's fine.
To be fair, he doesn't know it's on there, so it's all good. It's just our way of getting him out of the band. But
so that must become a hell of a shock to him. It's a hell of a way to get your P45. James was selling your instrument.
I mean, he's got the option to buy it if he wants to step up and be part of this band.
That's commitment if he's then got to buy his own bass back, isn't it?
I mean, commitment's one thing, bribery's probably another. But yeah.
So how is the process of it going already, though? You guys got everything written yet? Is it ready to roll?
So yeah, we're like 85% there.
Yeah, it's tightening of bolts now, isn't it? There's some bits that while the songs are written, you kind of go back after having written the rest of the album and go, oh man, with a bit of space between you and the first time writing it, maybe this needs a tweak. And there's a couple of songs where you have that constant fight with yourself of, we don't want to write filler. Is this filler? And it's a battle to just write the best stuff you can and then go back and realize that was rubbish. So write another one.
Has the songwriting changed between Under the Gun and here, do you think? Or is it still similar to you guys?
I used to think that Under the Gun was varied. This is a bit more varied in terms of styles. There's a lot more musically going on, and there's a lot more we want to actually do in the studio and a bit more post to an extent. We just want to have a bit more fun with it and make it a bit more thematic to an extent rather than just here is a balls to the wall rock album. It's more of here is a product that we actually have refined over a long period of time and taken care in the details more than anything, I guess.
The writing process has changed as well, though, because we used to be quite good at getting in a room and sort of thrashing out a rock song and going, cool, yeah, that one's about a big robot, we'll call it War Machine, whatever. But especially because of lockdown, we had to learn how to write songs remotely, which meant you actually get a lot more time to listen to like parts in isolation, and you start really thinking about little tiny things you can add into. Like we literally had a problem the other day where James had written something, said, oh man, I really like that, that's so beautiful. And then it was either UL or Bill who said, how many guitars did you actually put in that? and it was more than we could ever play live. So we just had to abandon the song. I was gutted.
Yeah. We're not the backing track sort. We don't have the timing for it. I think that's the main issue. We would be,
Can't trust Charlie.
yeah.
You'd probably give me a pedal to start the song, and I'd just miss it, and you'd all like Charlie's already on 3 on the count in.
Yeah, precisely. I don't think it's worth the risk. I think we just keep it simple for our own sakes.
Never do anything you can't replicate live, I don't think, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It depends. Actually, there are some tracks of albums that I think are amazing, and they're like more orchestral led, I guess, and stuff. And you're not going to be able to do that live unless you're in the right environment. So you do have the sort of awesome backing tracks for that, and I'm on board with that. But yeah, I agree. I don't want like 17 guitars because not even Bill's that good, to be fair. Yeah,
You can learn to play with his feet. You'll be all right.
You'd be all right. You can do
it would distract James.
So for anyone who hasn't joined you guys on the Kickstarter journey yet, where can they go to, to start donating, start helping out?
Easiest place is Facebook, because we are relentlessly spamming out links to it. Pretty sure it's on our website. There is a Kickstarter link. I will try and find that, and Elliott can make some light conversation.
Yeah, so basically this is the part where Nico doesn't remember any of the links.
I am literally so
awkwardly
bad
sit
at
here
it.
and then I fill it by talking about how badly we handle this every single time, and mainly drawing attention to Nico being the one that hasn't done it when I could have equally loaded it up myself.
All right.
So,
But to be fair, what are you going to say? Because if it's some random like UID, you're just going to sit there and be like, you can find us on kickstarter.com/E75G.
no, it is kickstarter.com/projects/Dead Man's Whiskey, I believe.
There you go. Nice and simple.
But I might have got that wrong. So listen, if you put us in Google
I'm
and
tired of this now.
just wish and a hope and a prayer, I was right.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen,
Find it easy enough.
Look, that happens like once a year, so I'm going to enjoy it just for a minute.
Doesn't work for me.
Got something right.
I don't want to ruin it for you. It just doesn't work for me.
Listen, it does for me.
Oh, that's the main thing, to be fair.
/project/Dead Man's Whiskey. You'll be fine. You'll be sound as a pound.
So is everything, have you done any demos or anything like that, or are you just going in waiting until you get to the studio time itself?
We have absolutely everything within reason recorded for once. Like, this is the most organized we've been. So like we say, we've been toying quite a lot with working from home, especially with the lockdown and stuff. So we've all got our individual rigs set up. We've all got mics. We all invested in mics over lockdown and stuff as well. And then we just use some free software that basically allows us to track it all. We got like 16 tracks on most of the projects, so it's just kind of like refining it now. We do have one song that is done, which we did years back.
We actually did it after the first lockdown, didn't we? Because we had some written, and in that they had like a gap in the spring of the first lockdown, and we were like, oh my god, things are open, let's get in the studio. And we went in and we recorded one song, and it was to see if we liked like how that sounded, so we could then go back and do more. And they closed the planet and we didn't get to do anymore. So we have sat on that little egg for ages. Well, we released an EP between recording that. We went and recorded an EP and put that out.
Yeah, the Breakout EP out last
week. Whoops.
Yeah, we get a lot of pressure to put stuff out every week. So and we're very good at bending to pressure. Mainly because it's been like 6 years and we haven't. So now we feel like we've got to give something back.
I think that was the main thing for us. It's been so long since anyone's had new songs to listen to that we've got them written. We should just release some of them. And rather than making everyone wait till we can actually get the whole second album together, let's put out an EP and actually let people know that we still exist. We're still writing songs. We're not going to be playing Live Loud and Ready and Make You Proud for the next 25 years. Well, we probably will, but just not on their own.
Just with other songs as well.
Yeah.
So was these songs that you're writing for the album too, like written in the same time period as Breakout, or was
some at the same time, some after? Some of them, I mean, there's bits of these songs, not whole songs, but one of the tracks. Oh no, that was actually Sleep, wasn't it? Sleep When I'm Dead. That
Sleep
the intro riff from Sleep When I'm Dead was from a song that we played at our first ever show, however many years ago that was now, at the Fiddler's Elbow, and then we were like, nah, it just doesn't work. And Billy has been trying to resurrect it forever. So yeah, across all of these tracks we've been writing, there's some stuff that we've sort of had in the back pocket and either like didn't quite know enough musically to use yet, or hadn't found a way to put into our sound. There's stuff that we wrote just as lockdown was starting, and a bunch of stuff that we wrote while we were all stuck at home. And you can kind of feel it in the mood as well. Some of the songs are quite hopeful, and like Breakout specifically was written before lockdown, and it's all about being stuck in that dang old office, and then we all got sent home. But yeah, it'll be fun to see if people can pick out what was written when we weren't allowed outside and what wasn't.
I'm guessing on, like, your April Fool's present to everybody, you're not going to include any covers of Rick Astley?
If we could get permission, I would actually do it.
Let's make it a stretch goal for the Kickstarter. If we make 20 grand, we'll reach out to Rick Astley's people.
If we make 50 grand, can we say that we'll record it 11 times in different genres? Because I'm down for that as well.
That's just the whole second album.
Yeah,
he's a secret rocker. He'll probably do it.
Probably get him in.
It's the thing. The amount of time we tried to reach out as independent labels to people and ask for permission to record songs, one being "Kiss from a Rose" was one that we really wanted to do. We just can't get the responses being independent that you would normally get from label backing. So it's kind of a lot of these things we just sort of leave by the wayside in the category that might pay off. Yeah.
A lot of the time they assume you're going to go, well, we're an indie band, we'll give you 20p and a kiss. But like, if we could have put Toss a Coin to Your Witcher on Spotify, we'd have paid the money. If we could have recorded Kiss from a Rose, we'd have paid it. But it is just hard to. You get an email, and that email they'll say, who you actually need to contact is this person, and you'll get shunted up the chain until you reach someone who is not going to respond to an independent band. You just fail upwards. It's amazing.
You've done those songs live, though, haven't you?
We have. Yeah. There is a different. You're allowed to play them live, so live covers are a thing that you are definitely allowed to do. But then it's monetizing them. It's putting them as a selling product that you're not allowed. Unfortunately,
it's a shame.
But actually, kind of fortunately, because if people were recording our songs, I'd be really annoyed.
It's all right. You just copy the sales. When someone copies you, that's your action.
Perfecto.
So, obviously, you mentioned earlier about returning to live shows and stuff. You recently played your show at Islington Academy 2. How was that getting back to the stage?
Oh, man, it's so good.
That was actually an amazing night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, for once. I think it's because it was a hometown show as well. No, I meant, like, for once, we actually... Well, I was out till like 4 a.m. just with fans and stuff because it's a hometown show. You can actually go out and meet people and relax a bit and chill and hang out in the bar after. So it was kind of, for once, it's not that manic thing of get all your stuff off. That's it. Head home, head to the next place, 3 hours. It was like, you can actually enjoy this one. And we obviously, because we hired it ourselves, we didn't have any of the other rigmarole that came with it. We had our own sound engineer there, so it was just a case of like, we knew exactly what we're doing.
It's exactly that, though, isn't it? Like, we got to. It's easy to have all of your dominoes in a row when you're the one who's holding the box of dominoes. Like, because we were like, sod this. We're gonna do it all ourselves. It meant we had a really good lineup in White Raven Down and Ashen Reach, who are both brilliant, and everyone should go and listen to them.
Definitely great bands there.
We had a good venue. We had our sound guy that we like having. We had all the right promo, and it meant that on the night, everything we knew what it was going to be. There's something about a lot of shows, and you can tell when you're working with a good promoter because you aren't panicking right up until the second you step on the stage.
Yeah.
And I mean, even with some of the best people that we've ever worked with, there are moments when you're like, what is happening? oh, are we meant to be here? Where do you want me to stand? Can I have a bottle of water? Please don't hurt me. But
now I'm trying to work back and think, were you panicking at just push play?
No, that one
no,
was smooth.
no,
That one's easy.
that
as well.
one was fine. I mean,
So going back to it though, obviously the Islington one, you like say you had your own thing and everything else going up. You were in charge, so you had it how you wanted it, how you could trust it. But last time I saw you guys was at Nambucca with the total.
Oh yeah.
How was that for you guys?
that was the show where the microphone, my mic died in song 1, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
The batteries just completely went, and I looked like a complete knob. Yeah, that one. I remember that one. That was a really good night, actually. Though the room was super sweaty and
it was
heaving, and I really dig that. Like, it's one of the reasons I miss the Big Red so much, because when that room was full, it was just like heat coming off people. Like the people were like steaming and stinking of whiskey, and it's kind of what you want rock and roll to be. Although I saw a thing today to say that the Nambucca's closing down.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've just seen that myself, saying that they're shutting down, which is pretty sad. I've only been to a couple of shows there, but it's a really cool venue. I really liked it.
Which is
surprises me they're shutting down though. They've got everyone else going there, because it is pretty much a lot of people using it for a venue now.
Yeah, we're running out of decent sort of low ground rock venues in London.
Just venues in general.
Well, yeah,
not even decent. Just
we'll take some of the crap ones at this point.
I remember really enjoying that night. I think it was because of the first gig I went to post lockdown where I wasn't working it, so I just got to get really drunk.
Oh yeah, it became a bit weirder about 3, didn't it?
Yeah, it did get.
I remember that you and I think Bill was still there.
Yeah, Bill.
Eva and Jade were there. And we were just looking at the dance floor, and it was just a graveyard of like, I don't even want to. Yeah, it was creepy. It was really creepy.
Well, I remember going outside with Bill for a smoke, and I went outside with Bill and had Siggy and chatting to Bill outside. And then we came back in, and it was like we'd walked into I don't know what, like everyone else sort of just left.
Yeah.
Bill sort of looking at each other like, how long were we having a cigarette for? It was packed when we left it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it took a really weird turn really quick, but I kind of enjoyed that. But and the security were really nice there. They were cool. Looked after my car. She kept telling me that my lights were on because I couldn't actually fix them. Yeah, she was really chill, and then gave me a hand with all the stuff when no one else would. So
good of her.
Yeah.
So what else have you guys got planned for the other and the Kickstarter campaign? And obviously recording.
What can we announce? I don't actually know what we can announce.
Not a huge amount.
Yeah, I know. I think that's the worry. Like, we don't actually have too much on the books that we can actually announce. We have a lot in talks.
Yeah.
And we have some stuff that's been confirmed that we can't announce yet, which would be exciting.
I mean, the song we said we've been sitting on for ages, we've done some stuff with it, and that's...
Oh, we can announce that. I'm on that.
Yeah, there's been a video shot for that one.
Yeah, I saw the little sort of teaser post you guys put up for that.
Which is, oh yeah, we did say about the fact we were on set, didn't we? But
well, the bloke with the camera kind of gave it away.
It's always a clue. Or he could just be in Charlie's living room. You never know. Wiggy gets everywhere.
He's in leave him alone.
There's the video coming for that. And if you were there in Islington, you would have heard the new song, and feel free to not tell anyone anything about it, as was agreed on the evening.
Yeah, to be fair, I haven't seen any videos posted of it. Somehow it worked, saying, cool, please don't share this. Yeah.
I'm just very threatening, Elliott. Can you not tell from my gruff demeanour?
I'm also not very good at social media nowadays, so it may be everywhere and I've just not noticed. But yeah, I was surprised.
It's nice that people respect that. I mean, I'm off to see Tool in Manchester Monday, and they sent an email around saying that they don't want anyone taking any photos, anything. And I saw some uproar about it, but it's just like, as much as I will take a couple of photos at a show for keepsakes and that kind of thing, there's nothing more annoying than when you're stuck behind someone who's
100%
on a tablet.
Yeah,
like, mate, put your iPad down and watch a show.
It's because you know they're not going to watch it back.
Yeah,
because you can't because the sound quality is the worst thing you could possibly ever hear, and the video somehow goes from like 1080p down to like 2 pixels, and you're like, how has technology failed in this small space?
What makes them think they would watch it back? They're not even watching it then.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just like, we separately went to the same band, and we both went to see Wadruna, who were a Viking folk band. But there were people, and they were always taller than me, which isn't difficult because I'm tiny, but at least long ways. And
I'm in the same club.
A bunch of people holding up what appeared to be like Encyclopedia Britannicas with screens in them. But they were all like, just like semicircles, them all over the place with the light on, the backlight on maximum. So all you're just seeing is this like row of floodlights, but it's not the vibe. They're up there playing big war horns and playing fiddles using an actual bow to play them. And like, this is not the place for your smartphone. Yeah. Enjoy, just live in the moment with the music. I don't get it. But maybe I'm just not cool enough. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe none of us are cool enough, mate, because I don't get it either. I just think especially in times now where, you know, we had 2 years, 2 and a bit years where we couldn't actually go and enjoy a live show of whatever art you're into, whatever music you're into. You know, why would you not want to soak every bit of that up again? Why would you want to spend your whole thing looking at it through your phone?
Oh, this might be a bit of a tangent, so sorry that we're doing it, but post-lockdown, everyone's cinema etiquette has absolutely gone out the window. No, I'm serious. And I think it's a similar thing, right?
There was never cinema etiquette.
No, but it's
like the worst place to watch a film.
There was some. And I've been to like some showings, like if you go to a midnight showing of a Marvel movie, generally it's just full of losers like me who just want to actually see the film. But you know, every time I go now, people are talking loudly and texting and getting drunk, and like, what happened, man? It's so expensive to go to the cinema. Why would you go and then not do that? It's like the worst place to be drunk and hang out as well, because there's a really loud film on and it's dark. Like, just go home.
I genuinely only go to cinemas you can drink in. I'm not gonna lie. It helps me deal with everyone talking around me.
To be fair, I've been in the cinema where I thought I could really go for a pint right now because it's wet.
Yeah, precisely. And it gets you in that fighting mood, doesn't it?
It depends what you're drinking, I suppose. You drink
alcohol.
One of them really long Tango Ice Blast things. Get a mad sugar high and beat someone to death with the tube it came in. That's the way.
That's a hell of a headline, isn't it? Man beaten to death with Tango Blaster tube. How did we go into this?
Me, I believe it was directly my fault. So
that's fine.
Sauce.
It's fine, mate.
So yeah, don't talk in the cinema and back the Kickstarter, I guess, is the main takeaway from this.
There we go.
Should be our tagline for it.
I think it should be. Have it on all posters.
Yeah, and the limited edition T-shirt.
Going back to the Kickstarter thing, though, obviously I've noticed, I know you, Nico, put out a video saying why you guys weren't putting the album itself on as one of the rewards for the Kickstarter. But for anybody who didn't see the video, did you want to take this sort of explain it again, not to make you go over our ground, mate?
It's a really strange thing that we discovered when sort of doing our research, and yes, we did actually do research. So it's a new skill we acquired.
I reached out to a lot of people on this, and but we're looking at other avenues as well.
Yeah, so we even contacted the people who actually do the charting and measure sales. So if you pre-sell your album through a Kickstarter, they don't count as sales of the album. So anyone who backed it for the album, it just wouldn't, you don't get to count it. And the majority of our main fans, that's where we think it's going to come through. And really now to be making a difference and to be getting noticed, you have to chart. You have to find yourself a spot in the rock chart, even if it's just in that first day. We tried to find some workarounds. We spoke to the charting people, said, hey, can we defer, and then we'll just give you all the numbers on the day and we'll show you it. And they're like, no. So we're trying to find some alternatives, you know, maybe something with a code or some way we can, on the day it comes out, say like, okay, go, here's the thing, just go to this link or whatever. We don't know what that solution is going to be yet, but we're going to find one, because if you're backing the album and getting it made, we need to get it in your hands. It's not, we don't want it to be that you back it and then we're like, okay, $2, thanks, you can give us another tenner in a month when it comes out or whatever. So the short version is we can't chart the album if it's on there. The long version is, but we're going to make sure you get the album anyway. Just don't tell Kickstarter or the people who do the charting that nudge, nudge, wink, wink, and not as good as a wink to a blind bat.
Don't go all of that. I didn't realise that was the case, mate, until you put up a video, to be honest, because I'd sort of been involved in other Kickstarter campaigns where the album was on.
So it used to be
that it was sort of, because the way I took it out previously, it'd been that all the sort of Kickstarter ones came in as one hit, as on launch day, as it were.
It used to be,
yeah. So
people
basically,
were fudging numbers. Yeah.
No, it's not even that.
Is it not that?
It yes and no. So like, if you look at any Kickstarter campaign in the last 2 years, they can't do it. So for example, good example, Mason Hills didn't offer it with the Kickstarter, and it's because they used to be affiliated with another company that actually kept track of the charting, but they broke the affiliation. I think the actual other company went into liquidation. So it meant that the people that were underwriting all of the charting and the counting of the votes were no longer there. I have a suspicion that, like you say, it is probably fudging numbers, because when it comes to Kickstarter, well, the way it comes with charting is you're allowed 4 unique purchases of an album, but it must be in a different format. Any more than that will not count towards sales. And I reckon on Kickstarter, you could technically buy 7 of the same package, 8 of the same package. You can make different accounts, because there's not really a lot of accountability when it comes to who's ordered stuff. So I reckon that's probably their other issue, that you could have like 5,000 people, but it'd just be one person. And it's about, actually having validated charts.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's because the other thing that they did highlight for it as well is because what people used to do is they say, if you buy this album, you get my album for free. So like a lot of the bigger record labels were being like, if you buy, for example, Michael Bublé's album, you get this unsigned artist album for free. So it still counts as an unsigned artist album sale, because they're technically getting that product, but it's not what people are buying. So it was all of the bigger boys just abusing the loopholes in the system, basically, and getting all their younger artists to chart when they shouldn't have been. So they just sort of cracked down on it, on all that sort of unofficial charting means.
But yeah, if we end up giving out some codes for free shipping, and the shipping on the album happens to cost £12, and then the album were to cost, I don't know, the £2.50 that, say, a stamp would cost, maybe we can do free shipping or something for the people who backed it. Wink.
No.
Scratch that for the record.
The only way that you could probably do it is by adding, it would be a moral code, and you'd say we'd do refunds to anyone that could prove they purchased the album if they buy X package. It's probably the only way you could get around it, where they have to physically then go buy the album, then we could refund it. It's the only way in my head I can think of it. But then we'd have to handle refunds our side. Sorry, this went very business heavy.
Yeah, we'll think of something.
There is a reason behind it, and we apologize, because we have tried for months to try and figure a way around it.
It sounds like it's a hell of a thing to try and get around, to be fair.
It's just another barrier put in the way of indie artists, which is, fine. We're used to them.
Well, did you have all this trouble? I know you sort of self-financed under the gun, but did you come across any of this sort of stuff when you were doing that?
We had absolutely no semblance of how one would chart when we launched Under the Gun.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even promote that album.
We did the right moves. Like, there's a barcode on the album. I don't know if we ever registered it. Someone just told us that you needed to purchase a barcode. I don't know if we ever signed up for the IASC stuff and actually had it validated so any sales would go through it. Like, I genuinely can't remember where we got to with that. It was just, there was a lot of information that we didn't really think about at the time, being an independent band, and we're like, we just want to sell an album, and then we'll tell you how many we sold, but you can't do that.
We wanted an album launch gig more than we wanted to have an album, didn't we?
Yeah, that's true.
We want to play.
But But obviously with the album number 2, you're looking at sort of going further down that road,
Yeah.
expanding your sound, getting to that next level that you guys want to be at.
It's, you've taken years to build trust with fans and to build a bond with them and to improve as musicians. And now the only people that we really need to convince are the people in suits in offices who can help us take the band to a level that it's currently, while it's not impossible, it's unlikely for us to achieve it as an indie artist. It's just a thing that's not impossible to do. And it's those people you have to convince. And at the end of the day, it's all numbers. It's all social media numbers and Spotify numbers and sales numbers. And if you can get those to line up and look pretty and you do a nice spreadsheet, then you've reduced it from a 0% chance to like a 1.4% chance of success. And hey, that's better than failure.
So if anyone's listening, not got involved yet, want to, what would you say to them?
Please. My wife is having a baby. Honestly, if you want to help elevate like independent new rock music, you want to be part of helping a scene where venues are disappearing and bands are breaking up, especially post-COVID, you can really help us to elevate independent music and show how good it can be through the strength of the community that is built around it. And honestly, you can make dreams come true, but in a way that sounds less crap.
Oh, also, yeah. And if you want, it's already happened once this week. If you want to reach out to us and be like, I don't like any of your packages, but I will give you money for XYZ, then feel free to do that as well. Like, nothing is fixed. We're just trying to, like we say, fund this and get it as far as possible. So it's a case of like, yeah, if you do have ideas or if there's not something that tickles your fancy, just drop us a message and there's always stuff that we can at least speak about outside of those packages as well.
Yeah.
Sounds good, guys. Well, it's good to always talk to you dudes. Or normally I'll pick a song, but as there's 2 of you, might as well let you pick one each. So, Elliott, pick one song of yours to play at the beginning of the interview. Nico,
Whoa.
Air out on.
Oh, man, I want to take Sleep. If it's got to be one of ours, Sleep any day of the week.
Cool with that.
Has it got to be one of ours?
No, it doesn't have
this
to be
bit,
one
and
of
then
us,
you
but
can
I
choose
think that
other
was the...
songs if you want.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Then to see us off, it's got to be Make You Proud then.
Oh, you want to end on the most depressing note ever?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Just, can you play it over the end bit so it's sort of more like a charity advert to an extent, and we get the heartstrings going as you're saying?
You can help feed one rock star every week with a simple donation of £1.
You do realise I'm definitely going to wear that bit.
Yeah, good.
While we're talking about, you said you were thinking of other songs there. Throw them away.
Do you know the band Electric Callboy?
Oh, I knew this was coming. Wait, which song are you going to pick, though?
We Got the Moves.
That's what I was going to pick. Yeah, we got the moves if you can do it. If not, they're not a small band. They're hyper. And Nico introduced me to them about 2 weeks ago, and they're my get in the mood to do anything bands right now.
They're the ultimate pump band.
Yeah.
Go check them out. I've not heard them. So, yeah.
And if not that, if you want to play an indie, Hole in the Sky by Ash and Reach.
I do like that song. I can go with both. Sneak them in somewhere in the show. All right, dudes. Good to chat to you as always, man.
Great to chat to you, man.
Thank you very much, man.
Beer soon, please.
Definitely.